Dealers are panicking, trucks are piling up, and if you're thinking about buying one, you might want to act fast. From coast to coast, inventory is out of control, and automakers are desperate to offload pickups that no one wants. In this video, we're breaking down the 7 trucks that are flooding lots right now, and how you can use this moment to your advantage. Jeep Gladiator. This truck was introduced with a bold vision to blend the legendary off-road prowess of the Jeep Wrangler with the practicality of a pickup truck bed. It was positioned as the ultimate adventure vehicle for outdoor enthusiasts, overlanding fans, and freedom-seeking drivers who wanted a rugged machine capable of climbing rocks one day and hauling camping gear the next. On paper, the Gladiator was a dream come true. 4-wheel drive capability, removable doors and roof, solid axles, high ground clearance, and an unmistakable Jeep design. It promised to dominate the trails while offering the added utility of a mid-size pickup. At launch, the initial excitement was real. Buyers gravitated toward its unique personality, and Jeep dealerships reported strong early sales. But as time passed, that buzz began to fade, and now the reality has fully set in. Dealerships across the United States of America are flooded with unsold Gladiators, some of which have sat idle for months. The vehicle that once symbolized outdoor freedom is now becoming one of the most unwanted trucks on the market. Since the year 2021, sales of the Jeep Gladiator have plummeted by more than 50%. This is not a temporary dip. It is a long-term trend that suggests something fundamental is broken in the Gladiator's appeal. Despite being on the market long enough for consumers to familiarize themselves with its strengths and weaknesses, many are choosing to walk away. The mid-size truck market is competitive, and the Gladiator is struggling to keep up. One of the biggest issues plaguing the Jeep Gladiator is its pricing. As a mid-size truck, it competes directly with established models like the Toyota Tacoma, the Ford Ranger, and the Chevrolet Colorado. These rivals offer more modern cabin designs, better on-road manners, and significantly lower price tags. In many cases, a fully equipped Toyota Tacoma can cost several thousand United States dollars, less than a similarly spec'd Jeep Gladiator. This pricing gap becomes a deal breaker for many buyers, especially those who are looking for value in an era of high interest rates and tighter budgets. Another factor that has hurt the Gladiator's market standing is its ride quality. The same features that make it excellent on trails, solid front and rear axles, off-road tires, and long suspension travel, are the very ones that make it unpleasant on pavement. The ride is bouncy and harsh, the steering feels vague and disconnected, and the cabin can be quite noisy at highway speeds. For buyers seeking a truck that can double as a daily commuter, the Gladiator falls short of expectations. Even with its unique design and off-road abilities, it simply does not provide the comfort and refinement needed for day-to-day driving. Then there is the problem of practicality. While the Gladiator thrives on the trail, most buyers want a truck that can do a little bit of everything: haul loads, cruise quietly on highways, transport families, and commute comfortably. The Jeep Gladiator, in many ways, feels like a specialty vehicle, rather than a versatile all-rounder. For the average buyer, it simply does not offer the broad usability needed to justify its price point. The result? Massive dealer stock, deepening discounts, and a truck that was once a standout now sitting in the shadows. But while the Gladiator struggles on the road, this next truck cannot even find a lane. More stories like this are just a click away. Subscribe and don't miss a beat. Ford F-150 Lightning. When the Ford Motor Company unveiled the Ford F-150 Lightning, it was hailed as a groundbreaking leap into the future of trucks. The idea was ambitious: take the best-selling truck in America and electrify it. With its powerful dual-motor setup, near-instant torque, silent operation, and ability to act as a mobile power generator, the Lightning promised to redefine what a pickup truck could be. It was meant to merge traditional utility with next-generation innovation, giving drivers the strength of a full-size truck with the efficiency and tech-forward appeal of an electric vehicle. At first, the hype was enormous. Pre-orders poured in. Media outlets raved. The public was excited by the prospect of owning an electric truck that could haul, tow, and power your home during an outage. But the honeymoon phase did not last. Today, dealerships across the United States of America are overwhelmed with unsold Ford F-150 Lightnings. Despite all the marketing and early buzz, this truck is rapidly turning into one of the auto industry's most expensive missteps. One of the most significant issues has to do with real-world range. On paper, the Lightning offers an impressive electric driving range. But when put to work, especially for towing or hauling heavy loads, that range drops dramatically. Some owners have reported that towing even a modest trailer can cut the vehicle's range by more than 50%. For buyers who depend on consistent, long-distance performance for work or travel, this kind of variability creates serious range anxiety. The idea of stopping every few hours to recharge, not to mention finding a compatible high-speed charger, turns a work truck into a logistical burden. Then there is the matter of price. The Ford F-150 Lightning is not an inexpensive vehicle. High-end trim levels can exceed $100,000 United States dollars before taxes, fees, or additional equipment. Even with federal tax credits and dealer incentives, the sticker shock has turned away many potential buyers, especially when compared to traditional gas-powered or hybrid versions of the Ford F-Series, or even the much cheaper Ford Maverick. Buyers are beginning to ask, is all this technology worth the cost? The Ford Motor Company is paying the price for this miscalculation. Literally. According to multiple reports, the manufacturer is losing up to $22,500 United States dollars for every single unit sold. That number is astonishing and paints a clear picture of just how far off expectations this project has gone. In some cases, Ford is even paying dealers to take delivery of these trucks, just to keep them from sitting unsold indefinitely. Resale value is another concern looming large. As more electric trucks hit the used market, resale prices are beginning to slide, combined with uncertainty around battery longevity, repair costs, and software updates. Many buyers are hesitant to invest in what they see as a depreciating asset. Dealers are feeling the heat too. Sales staff must understand a complex range of incentives, charging options, and service differences, something many showrooms are unprepared for. Despite offering massive discounts, 0% financing, and cashback deals, the Ford F-150 Lightning remains stuck in limbo. What was supposed to be a flagship of the electric revolution is now a symbol of how quickly hype can fade when practicality falls short. And speaking of painful losses, wait until you hear how long this next truck has been sitting unsold. Nissan Titan. With a reputation for reliability behind it, the Titan arrived with strong ambitions to deliver the brawn of an American-made workhorse. But with Nissan Motor Company's Japanese engineering pedigree, its core appeal was simple yet powerful. It offered a rugged 8-cylinder engine, solid towing capability, and aggressive styling, all at a price point that undercut the more expensive offerings from legacy domestic brands like Ford Motor Company, General Motors Company, and Stellantis North America. Beneath its bold exterior, the Titan came standard with a 5.6-liter, 8-cylinder engine that pushed out 400 horsepower and 413 pound-feet of torque. On paper, those numbers were impressive enough to put it in the same conversation as the best-selling pickups in the country. It could tow boats, haul trailers, and carry construction gear without breaking a sweat. For buyers looking for strength without all the fluff, it seemed like a steal. Combined with Nissan's well-earned reputation for building long-lasting drivetrains, the Titan was positioned as a practical, value-driven alternative to its pricier and flashier competitors. But despite its muscular stats and solid build quality, the Titan never found a real foothold in the market. Over its lifespan, it struggled to capture loyalty from American truck buyers who were fiercely committed to their preferred brands, while rivals each carved out distinct niches. Ford's F-Series dominating towing, Ram's offerings winning over fans with interior luxury, and Chevrolet's Silverado line offering reliability and broad customization. The Titan failed to truly stand out in any one area. It wasn't the most powerful, it wasn't the most affordable, and it certainly wasn't the most luxurious. In the end, it earned the dreaded label of Jack of all trades, master of none. This lack of identity proved fatal in the long run. Nissan Motor Company officially pulled the plug on the Titan, discontinuing it entirely in the United States market. But while production has stopped, the trucks themselves are far from gone. In fact, they are piling up, unsold and unwanted, on dealership lots across the country. According to recent inventory estimates, many dealerships are currently sitting on approximately 150 days worth of Nissan Titan trucks. For context, a healthy inventory level for a vehicle is typically considered to be between 60 and 90 days. Anything beyond that is a red flag. And 150 days is not just alarming, it is catastrophic. The reasons for this glut go beyond simple oversupply. Buyers are now wary of picking up a discontinued model for several reasons. First and foremost is resale value. When a vehicle is no longer in production, it almost always suffers from accelerated depreciation. Potential buyers worry about the long-term availability of replacement parts, warranty coverage, and dealer service support. With no clear future, the Titan represents a financial gamble that few are willing to make, no matter how good the deal might look on paper. With no new models on the horizon, the Nissan Titan is quickly becoming a cautionary tale in the world of pickup trucks. A model that had all the right pieces but never fit into the puzzle. Today, it stands as a symbol of missed opportunity and shifting market dynamics. From forgotten to obsolete, the Titan is officially stuck. From forgotten to overpriced, the next truck's luxury look can't hide its identity crisis. GMC Sierra 1500. This truck has long been marketed as the more refined, upscale sibling to the Chevrolet Silverado 1500. Built on the same platform and sharing many of the same mechanical components, the Sierra sought to carve out a niche in the full-size truck segment by offering premium features and a higher level of sophistication. For buyers looking to blend rugged utility with executive comfort, the Sierra presented itself as the ideal compromise. A truck that could handle the job site during the day and pull up to a valet stand at night without looking out of place. What made the Sierra stand out initially was its packaging. The exterior design was bolder and more distinctive than the Silverado's. The interior featured upgraded materials, a more elegant dashboard layout, and optional trims like the Denali, which aimed to rival luxury sport utility vehicles in terms of comfort and technology. Underneath it all, the Sierra retained the same towing capacity, engine options, and payload ratings as its sibling, making it just as capable when it came to performance. The idea was simple: offer the same strength, but wrapped in a more stylish and luxurious package. However, as the market has shifted, that strategy has started to falter. Badly. Dealerships across the United States are now flooded with unsold GMC Sierra 1500 units. Current inventory levels are estimated at 116 days worth of supply, far exceeding the industry benchmark of 60 to 90 days. That means trucks are sitting on lots for months, depreciating in value while incurring costly storage and financing fees for dealers. One of the biggest issues plaguing the Sierra is price confusion. When buyers compare it to the Chevrolet Silverado 1500, essentially the same truck mechanically, they often find that the Sierra costs several $1,000s more for what amounts to minor aesthetic differences. This price delta has led many cost-conscious shoppers to abandon the Sierra in favor of the more affordable Silverado, which now comes with a slew of aggressive incentives and better value packages. Worse yet, the Sierra has not kept pace with technological innovation in the segment. While competitors like Ford and Ram have introduced sweeping updates to their interiors, infotainment systems, and driver assistance technologies, the Sierra has largely coasted on its existing platform. Its cabin design now feels outdated, and the user experience does not match the premium positioning suggested by its price. Buyers expecting a luxury-like feel are frequently underwhelmed once they step inside. Even dealers are acknowledging the growing challenge. To combat stagnating sales, many have resorted to stacking incentives. In certain markets, customers can now access 0% annual percentage rate financing on high trims like the Denali or AT4, along with cashback rebates and extended warranty plans. But these offers have failed to ignite demand in any meaningful way. The core problem lies in perception. Consumers increasingly view the Sierra as all style, no substance, a luxury veneer wrapped around a truck they can get cheaper under a different badge. That disconnect has proven fatal to the model's momentum. And unless General Motors Company rethinks its pricing strategy or overhauls the Sierra's identity, the truck risks becoming irrelevant. And if you think the Sierra is stuck, wait until you hear how bad it is for its blue-collar sibling, Chevrolet Silverado 1500. Long recognized as a dependable, no-nonsense workhorse, the Chevrolet Silverado 1500 has earned its place on job sites and highways alike, with a reputation for toughness, versatility, and wide appeal across both blue-collar and everyday driving communities. It earned its place as a staple in the American full-size pickup market. Buyers loved it for its straightforward capability, respectable towing capacity, and the option to customize it across a wide range of trim levels, from basic fleet trucks to higher-end comfort-focused configurations. However, in the current landscape, that legacy is not enough to keep it moving off dealership lots. As of today, automotive inventory tracking reports show that well over 100,000 units of the Chevrolet Silverado 1500 remain unsold across dealerships in the United States. This is not a mere slowdown. It is an inventory crisis for General Motors Company. One of the core issues contributing to this surplus is the aging design of the truck. The last significant redesign occurred in the year 2019. While that might sound recent on paper, in the fast-paced world of pickup trucks, where innovation is constant and consumer expectations evolve rapidly, it feels practically ancient. Since then, key rivals like Ford Motor Company and Stellantis North America's Ram brand have launched entirely new versions of their flagship trucks, bringing dramatic improvements in technology, comfort, and interior refinement. In contrast, the Silverado's cabin still features outdated hard plastics, relatively small touchscreen displays, and traditional switchgear that now feels behind the curve. Step inside a current generation Silverado, and it becomes clear that while the truck is mechanically sound, it no longer inspires confidence in terms of technological innovation or modern design. Compared to the near-luxury interiors of Ram's latest offerings or the high-tech, feature-rich cabins found in the newest Ford trucks, the Silverado feels frozen in time. From a performance standpoint, the Chevrolet Silverado 1500 remains capable. It still offers respectable towing and payload figures. However, it does not dominate any specific category. Ford trucks continue to push the envelope with best-in-class towing configurations, while Ram emphasizes superior ride quality and interior luxury. Even smaller competitors like the Toyota Tundra and Nissan Frontier are making gains in areas like hybrid technology and fuel efficiency, categories where the Silverado has failed to take the lead. This stagnation has led to deepening inventory issues and forced dealers into reactive pricing strategies. In many regions, dealerships are now offering $5,000 or more below the manufacturer's suggested retail price just to move units. Additional incentives include extended term financing, trade-in bonuses, and even free maintenance packages. But despite these efforts, the trucks are still not moving at the pace expected. What once was a rock-solid option in the segment has become an afterthought for many buyers who are now prioritizing innovation, interior comfort, and long-term value. It is a telling sign of how quickly the market is evolving, and how dangerous it can be for even a top name to rest on its reputation. Now let's talk about a truck that led the pack, but just got overtaken by its little brother, Ford F-150. For more than 4 decades, the Ford F-150 has been the best-selling truck in the United States of America. Its reputation as a reliable, rugged, and hard-working vehicle has made it a household name and a trusted partner for farmers, construction workers, small business owners, and families alike. The appeal of the Ford F-150 has always been its balance of muscle and practicality, offering everything from base work trucks to luxurious trims outfitted with leather interiors and advanced towing technology. It's been more than just a vehicle. It's been a cultural icon, a symbol of American grit and utility. Generations have relied on the F-150 to haul trailers, plow snow, and power through tough terrain. It's the truck that built driveways, delivered lumber, and got the kids to school after a snowstorm. But in 2025, even a legend can stumble. Recent data shows that dealerships across the country are now holding more than 120,000 unsold units of the Ford F-150. That level of oversupply is staggering for a model that once flew off the lots, and it signals a significant shift in buyer sentiment. So, what happened? One of the biggest issues is the truck's growing complexity. In its push to remain on the cutting edge, Ford Motor Company has layered the F-150 with a dizzying array of high-end features. Massive infotainment screens, hands-free driving systems, fully electric and hybrid powertrain options, and driver assist technology that rivals premium sport utility vehicles. These additions are impressive on paper, but they come at a steep price. Fully loaded trims of the Ford F-150 now exceed $100,000 United States dollars in some cases, before taxes and fees. That price tag has created a major disconnect between the truck and its core demographic. Traditional buyers who once relied on the F-150 for no-frills dependability now find themselves priced out or uninterested in all the bells and whistles. Meanwhile, Ford's own product lineup has created internal competition. The Ford Maverick, a compact pickup introduced in the year 2021, has been a breakout hit due to its affordability and fuel efficiency. The Ford Ranger, a midsize option, offers similar capability to the F-150 at a significantly lower cost. As a result, buyers who do not need full-size power are gravitating toward these alternatives, further cannibalizing F-Series sales. Fuel efficiency also remains a sticking point. Even with the hybrid variants, the F-150 still lags behind smaller trucks and crossovers. As gas prices remain unpredictable and environmental concerns grow, many consumers are rethinking whether they need such a large vehicle in the first place. Dealers are responding with urgency. Across the country, dealerships are slashing prices, stacking rebates, and offering special financing terms, such as 0% interest for well-qualified buyers. But despite these incentives, the trucks continue to accumulate, and the message is becoming clear. The Ford F-150's dominance is no longer guaranteed. Which brings us to the biggest surprise of all. The truck dealers overbuilt and now can't give away. Ram 1500. Unlike many of its rivals that prioritized brute strength or bare-bones functionality, the Ram 1500 carved out a distinct niche by offering a truck that felt just as at home on a construction site as it did on a weekend road trip. From its smooth ride quality to its elegant interior materials and powerful engine options, the Ram 1500 appealed to those who refused to compromise between performance and comfort. With trims like the Laramie, Longhorn, and Limited, Stellantis North America's flagship pickup truck raised the bar for what full-size trucks could be. Premium leather seating, wood grain accents, an intuitive infotainment system, and best-in-class ride comfort thanks to its class-exclusive coil spring rear suspension, gave Ram buyers an elevated experience unmatched by many competitors. In short, it was a truck built to work hard and ride soft, positioning itself as the luxury pickup for those who still demanded utility without sacrificing refinement. But today, despite all of those premium traits, the Ram 1500 finds itself in serious trouble. Dealerships across the United States of America are currently grappling with an overwhelming surplus of unsold units. As of early 2025, the average dealership is sitting on approximately 179 days worth of Ram 1500 inventory. That figure is nearly double the industry standard for healthy inventory levels, which typically range between 60 and 90 days. In automotive sales terms, this is not just a slowdown, it is a full-blown inventory crisis. So, how did a truck once praised for its balance and luxury fall into such an unfavorable position? Much of the blame lies in a miscalculated response to the unusual post-pandemic market conditions. Following the economic rebound in the years immediately after the global health crisis, demand for trucks surged across North America. Stimulus checks, low interest rates, and a newfound emphasis on personal transportation drove consumers toward larger vehicles. Automakers, including Stellantis North America, ramped up production aggressively, anticipating that the demand boom would last well into the mid-2020s. However, that boom was short-lived. As inflation surged, interest rates climbed sharply, and the cost of vehicle financing ballooned. At the same time, consumers became more cautious, choosing to hold on to their existing vehicles longer or downsizing to more affordable alternatives. Unfortunately, Stellantis North America did not scale back Ram production quickly enough, leading to a flood of unsold inventory at dealerships nationwide. Eventually, reality set in, with dealership lots overflowing and the next model year looming. Ram was forced to change course. Incentives began to appear, especially on higher trims, with noticeable price cuts, cashback offers, and extended warranty packages designed to spark buyer interest. However, in many markets, these deals still lag behind what competitors are offering, and dealers are finding that they need to be more flexible than ever before to make a sale. There is a silver lining for savvy buyers. The intense pressure on dealerships to move units has created an opportunity for those willing to negotiate. Buyers who are informed, patient, and assertive may find themselves walking away with a high-trim Ram 1500 at a deeply discounted price, with dealers eager to free up a lot of space and avoid continued depreciation. Now may be one of the best times in recent memory to score a luxury-level pickup at a mainstream price, especially if you are comfortable driving a model that the market has temporarily turned its back on. So with all this chaos in the truck world, the question is, which one would you buy if the deal was right? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more straight talk stories from the road ahead.